guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name's Bernie. If you're new here, I talk about all things fashion, film, costume. I've done a bit of cosplay in the past. I do vintage stuff as well. Go through my channel, have a look. I've been doing this for a while, like all the stuff is there. So if you want to stay around, I'm going to talk about Haute Couture Week. Haute Couture Week. Okay, I know it happened a couple months ago, but Fashion Week, I think it's rounding up soon in Australia here, so I'm going to talk about that next. But I want to get through Haute Couture Week because that is my absolute favorite week when it comes to Fashion Week. The creative freedom is just through the clouds. Absolutely love it. So let's get through it. Don't let the clothes wear you. Let's get glam. It's on an attitude. Okay, so as before, I'm going to be having some videos played throughout my video, showing the designs and whatnot. So for this video, I decided to pick only 3 designers this time because I just didn't want it to be too long, and the last video was way long. I went through so many designs in the last one. The last one I did was Fashion Week, and I did for the each New York, London, Milan, Paris. I did from all of it, so if you want to have a look at that, I'll leave it somewhere on the screen and the link down below. So this one I only picked my top 3 that I really liked from Haute Couture. So the first one I'm going to start off with is Elie Saab. Elie Saab absolutely has, I just speechless every single time he, Zuhair Murad and Iris Van Herpen are one of my absolute favorite Haute Couture designers. Period. I love their work so much, like their detailing in their clothing, the silhouettes, the styles, how their clothing can just make a person feel. They've been my favorite for a long time and they're still up there, so that says enough. So I did the fall winter Haute Couture collection for Elie Saab. I will say I did love the use of feathers throughout his collection and the stars on the shoulders as well. Oh, I love this collection. Little celestial influences. I loved the detailing of the dresses and the gowns, the intricate use of feathers as well, how he didn't, I guess, use it in a practical sort of way, which you normally see people use feathers in a gown, especially Haute Couture. Delicious. Absolutely loved it. There's a mixture of also hand embroidered embellishments as well along all the gowns with feathers. That was interesting. They gave it more of like a soft with an edge, which was again so beautiful. I love how he worked that. It was nice too because it didn't feel like one gown was outdoing the other. It didn't feel like one was trying to outshine the other. The whole collection was quite seamless, especially with the use of embellishments and feathers. It all worked together and meshed really nicely. It wasn't one empowering the other one, it just felt complete, if that makes sense. A really good collection as well. Satin hooded cape, which is interesting, and like with a midi and maxi dress. That was very interesting because hoods can become very casual wear, I guess, very chic wear, and seeing that in an elegant kind of style in a very formal kind of haute couture way is very, again, the skill and the design, it's just speechless. I think it just kills it every single time. I absolutely love it. There was embellishments along the gloves as well, with the beaded dress, and there was a rose gold one. I'll leave it somewhere. It's a rose gold dress that had the beaded gloves. I want to take it home with me. I so wish I could. I so wish I could. Like, watch the sun go down like in its own pace, its own time. You can see the different colors forming, the different blues, the lilacs, and then if you see it over and over again, because thank God it sunsets every day, you can see the little moments of glimmer just before dusk. And I call dusk twilight hour because it's like this nice midnight blue, but it's not completely dark sky yet, and it's still like the last light, I call, of the day. And when he talked about that little rose gold silver that shimmers right just before the sun changes into dusk, yeah, he did a really good job capturing the colors. I was going to say also the color scheme throughout Elie Saab's Haute Couture collection was just beautiful. They did the color analysis extremely well with what he was going for in terms of like detailing about last glimmers of light. I think he captured that perfectly. very ethereal, very elegant, very feminine, very delicate. It was just flowy and just very freeing, which is what I guess the last moments of light before dusk is. So I think he did an awesome job. Okay, with gold detailing embellishments, amazing. Again, carried the theme across for both genders. Perfection, literally perfection. There was a beaded detailing with a beaded choker. Again, I'm so glad it didn't look over the top. So sometimes if you too much of the same texture on a garment, it can just be overpowering and be like, whoa, in your face. And sometimes that can work. Sometimes it can be like a bit too much. But the way he carried the beaded detailing across the accessories as well as the garments. Again, Zuhair Murad and Elie Saab, I would love to pick their brains as a creative person, not just in fashion, but in life in general. Their creativity, I would love to pick their brains, because it's just like, how did they come up with these ideas? How did they come up with these collections and these colors and these styles and the inspiration? And I just have so many questions, you know what I mean? Us, they always have a wedding dress. There's always a wedding dress to just wrap up the whole thing, and they're kings at wedding dresses, I kid you not. The beaded wedding dress with the embellishments and crystallized bouquet was just, that was stars. For me, it made sense. It wrapped the whole concept together. It was like all the dusk is slowly setting, sorry, not the dusk. The sun is setting. The shimmers is coming out throughout all the garments. And then suddenly it's dusk and it's gone, and the stars start to sparkle and the stars come out. And for me, that wedding dress, that wedding gown that closed the whole collection was the star, which ironically is enough. The last garment of any collection is usually the star garment. So when I saw that coming out with all the embellishments and the sparkles and the bouquet, I was just like, yeah, that's the star at the end of the night sky. And you slowly start to see stars coming out. That's what you could clearly see that in the dress. Like, again, speechless. I don't know how they get these ideas and their creativity and the way they're able to carry it across to near perfection. Elie Saab has been my favorite for so long. Anyone who knows me knows that. And I look forward to his collections every year, but Haute Couture especially, their collections for Haute Couture is just out of this world. Out of this world, literally. I'm going to move on to my next favorite, which is Zuhair Murad. I will say they're both Lebanese designers, and they're my favorite designers. My biggest flex when it comes to fashion was when I was doing fashion design school and all that kind of stuff. They went through every student to ask who their favorite designers were, and my favorite designers were Elie Saab and Zuhair Murad. And everyone looked at me as if I made the name up, as if I just created the name on the top of my head, and it was just so frustrating because everyone said the big fashion household names, you know, and at the time they're not as big as they were now. And I'm talking about years ago, but when I said their name, and I was like, come on, like, they're real designers, I promise. I'm not making their names up. They've been around for like ages. You just don't know them yet. So that's my biggest fashion flex, honestly, is that I know them before people that around me knew who they were. And the first thing that caught my eye was their creativity, their attention to detail, their concept creations, just mind-bogglingly amazing. So the amount of credit and attention and appreciation they're getting in the fashion industry, I guess from peers and the public itself, has been long overdue. Like, I've seen their collections from the 90s and it's just like astounding. Like, they've been up there for so long. So I'm happy that they're finally getting the recognition they both deserve. And I'm just still waiting for the day we get an Elie Saab and Zuhair Murad collaboration, because can you imagine? Can you imagine the creativity in it? I would explode. I would literally explode. That's the one collection I'm waiting and grasping and living for to see. Elie Saab collaborating with Zuhair Murad. We need that collaboration, please. Let me know down below if you would like to see that collaboration as well, because I know so many fashion girlies out there would love to see it. Long overdue. Long overdue. Collection, I kid you not, every single gown I resonated with. Every single gown I could take home, every single gown I wish I could buy, every single gown I wish I could own or even just wear for a couple of hours. Every single gown just it just sat with me so goddamn well. I love astrology, and this whole collection was astrology, and I just, you know, you get so happy, you're just like, that's how I felt like watching this collection. It's just amazing. So again, it was zodiac themed, it was astrology themed, and I'm big on that kind of stuff. So this was just a cherry on the top. My other interest, and then my favorite designer, it was magic. It was literally magic on the runway. There was a tulle red dress with embellished bodice, which, can someone like bury me please, but in white. Like, it was just so beautiful. It was absolutely stunning. I kid you not. Like, and tulle can be a pain in the ass material to work with. So again, anyone who works with tulle, I applaud you, because I can't stand tulle, but it's such a beautiful piece of fabric, and it's beautiful on a garment. So again, there was a green dress with a gold belt, and there was detailing on that, which again, there was a green fur too. Perfection. Cosmic themes as well. There was eye designs, there was the turbans, there was celestial designs, all up in my alley. Any girly, and I don't see girly as in like a female, I mean girly as in any girly who classifies himself as a girly. Like, if you love astrology and cosmic stuff, like this collection, you're gonna love it a lot. Like, the references to astrology and cosmic, like, and just, I guess, space and the universe and all that kind of theme, it's right on the nail with it, right on the absolute nail. There's a midnight deep blue satin gown with a belt and an eye at the neckline. Again, the way they worked it was not tacky either, which I love. Sometimes you can shove astrology themed things in people's faces, and it can be a lot. Like, especially in clothing, it can just be like, But the way he was able to get pieces and elements of it and make the garment feel, not only just look cosmic with its embellishments and prints, all that stuff, but to actually make the garment feel cosmic, to make it feel out of this world, to make it feel astrological and like a goddess and further than its time itself. It was just like, come home with me. Star on the shoulder with a chiffon cape. Again, love. And again, like I said, this whole collection was so me. There was astrology, cosmic, celestial themes. There were zodiac signs as well along some of the gowns and the dresses. The detailing of the zodiac signs without it being in your face and like tacky. Some worked. Some I wasn't a big fan of, but I didn't hate it either. It just wasn't like, wow, you know what I mean? But it's still nice. That makes sense. So it still worked well. Loved it. The chiffon sleeve with the embellishment strip on one side and a deep blue on the other side, which was like tied in at the waist with a blue belt. Mine. It's literally mine. I want it so badly. Absolutely amazing. Elegant off the shoulder, black fur with an embellished bodice. Again, worked well. The use of fur in this collection as well, I'm surprised. Lots of faux fur this season. Not like in a bad way. Everyone's using it as like an addition, which I like. It's not like so much full faux fur, which you've seen in the past. It's just more as an addition on garments, which I think is a lot better way of wearing faux fur. It's not so, I mean, you can wear it like full on faux fur if you want to, it's your choice. My personal opinion, I like it more as an addition, as like a side piece. Like you're having a full nice dish and someone gives you a bit of faux fur on the side. Faux fur on the side of a dress or a garment or a jacket, it's just like a cherry on the top. It's just, it completes the whole meal. It's great, absolutely great. Zodiac sign on the skirt, and it didn't look tacky. Like I said before, they did not make it look tacky, and that was very risky because zodiac signs on garments and clothing pieces can look tacky sometimes, you know what I mean? And the fact that they still made it look elegant and fresh and modern and haute couture, I guess, in that theme, it's still wearable. You know what I mean? Still wearable and not in a tacky way. There was a maxi dress which was heavily embellished with tulle on the top, the bottom and the middle. I did find that okay. I do wish though that the tulle was only, I guess, on the top and bottom and not the middle. That one did feel a bit like the tulle in the middle became like too much. Like I said, it was a bit much of an add-on. like I said, the top and the bottom would be nicer, so it's just a bit more seamless, but that's just my style. The one in the middle kind of disrupted the flow of the garment. Again, that's just my opinion. Someone probably out there loves it, and that's great. I just feel like it's a bit too much overdone with the tulle there. Dress with long sleeves and astrology symbols running around the slit. Again, chef's kiss. Come home with me, please. Zodiac dress, get in my bag, we're going home, that's right. And then, like I said, they always wrap it up with a wedding gown. Elie Saab and Zuhair Murad are known for wrapping up their collections, especially Haute Couture, with a wedding gown. That's like their thing. There was a celestial wedding gown at the end. It was so beautiful, and the headpiece felt like it had the little stars. It felt like an ode to Hedy Lamarr and Ziegfeld Girls. Again, it took that celestial theme to a whole nother level, but not in a tacky way. It felt very like ethereal and angelic and still on theme as a wedding gown. Again, if you could keep the headpiece, you can take the headpiece off. It doesn't matter. The gown was able to stand alone on its own, and the accessories didn't overpower it or overdo it either. Like, it just... I love celestial stuff, so it was a nice ode to the theme. Also, I don't know if Zuhair Murad and Elie Saab realized, but their collections were very like close and very similar together with each other. Like, I don't know if it was intentional or planned or not, but the fact that they were both on celestial themes and the stars, and it was just like, yes, 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 thank you. Elie Saab, Zuhair Murad, the fact that their themes were so close together, I don't know if it was intentional or not, and I don't mind at all if it was or if it wasn't, because I'm just happy that both were just like in their own way as well, just both wonderfully beautiful in their own way, and sprinkling my own little personal interest in it was just like an extra cake of dessert. Just so good. so good. Okay, so this one is not going to be as sparkly and embellished and as, I guess, cosmic as the other two. I'm now going to be moving on to Fendi's Spring Summer Haute Couture collection. Let's go. So, Fendi's Spring Summer Haute Couture collection. I have not watched their Haute Couture collection before. Like I said, I've mainly seen Iris Van Herpen's one, Zuhair Murad, and Elie Saab. So Fendi's is a whole new ball ground for me. I generally found it interesting. I loved how flowy, how very feminine, how very soft every garment felt. How very, I guess, freeing is the word I would use. Very practical and functional, but also still very elegant. He did say, the creative designer, that he wanted to create something that was more flowing and more gowns, because apparently that's what a customer request was. They wanted to see more evening gowns, and I'm so happy he kept that, because I mean, every gown after gown after gown was just, it was very, I hate to use aesthetic names, it was very coquette, it was very girly, it was very, I wouldn't say completely coquette, maybe a bit more fairy core, a bit more just, I could frolic into the sunflower fields in every garment. I think that's the best way to describe it. Very elegant and very simple. The third gown was absolutely stunning. I would have it playing somewhere. The maxi gown with a low back, very elegantly sexy, which is right up my alley. I absolutely love it. Showing a little bit of skin at the back, very embellished, very classic, very, I guess, definitely evening gowns. After I read more about what the collection was about, how he wanted more soft, more feminine things, I was like, yeah, I can definitely see in this one. He did an amazing job, by the way. Absolutely loved it as well. On the bodice, there was like different shades of grey in a textile design, where it was like the fabric was wrapped around each other in different shades of grey, just along the bodice only, and was very flowy towards the end. I'm not quite sure if it was chiffon at the end. I'm not certain, but again, I loved it. Very simple, very elegant. He did say he got influenced by 1930s silhouette as well. And looking back on the videos, I can see now that there was some, like, you know, the low drop waist, and not like in a Y2K kind of way. I'm talking Chanel, 1920, 1929, 1932 type of like drop low waist kind of vibe. You could definitely see that throughout the collection, which again, I don't mind. I love vintage stuff. And 1930s, people don't usually reference the 30s that much, so I'm okay with that completely. Of long maxi silhouettes, like I said, very flowy. There was like off the shoulder pieces that, again, from the behind of the garment, from the back, looked like it was connected to the length of the maxi gown, like how long it was. It looked like the sleeves were connecting with the back of the gown, which again, don't mind it at all. Do not mind it at all. Draping as well. The textile work. Oh, he did mention that he wanted to utilize the tools and the creativity of the artisans at the Couture house. Again, so glad he did, because the draping technique of the textiles on some of these garments were just insanely, effortlessly beautifully done. I can't even, it's like a mouth. It's like a mouthful. The textile work and textile designs done by these artisans, the Couture house, and the designer, their creativity, everything, whatnot, was just so seamlessly perfect. I'm glad that he utilized their skills a lot more for this collection, because the draping and the drape work was just, I would love to see more of that. A lot more of that from Fendi, because I feel like they're holding themselves back a little bit in terms of draping and technique and textile design, textile work, because it's just, if that was a little glimpse of what we can see, what they can do, I would love to see what else more they can do, because I feel like there's just so much more, if that makes sense. It's a baby blue chiffon gown. It was tied at the back and then off the shoulder sleeves that will flow down, again attached at the back. It looked like they were all draped together, like all flowed together into one piece of fabric, but it wasn't. It was just, yeah, I could see that in some sort of like sci-fi movie, TV show, like Dune kind of vibe. I haven't watched Dune yet, but like that kind of vibe, I could definitely see someone using this garment. Or even like, no, the princess gown in sci-fi film, we could definitely use that. So I could see some costume designers utilizing some of the gowns and designs from this collection. 100% for sure. The collection, there's lots of mixtures of lace, which was very feminine and very dainty. I love the aspects of delicacy throughout this whole collection as well. There was different types of lace, which was mixed and like crossed over and layered together on some garments and dresses as well. Loved that. Like chiffon on the chiffon on the side, lace down the middle, and then lace trim on the hem. Nice. Very, very, very nice. I love that as well. Look 24 was very different. It started to change to like more darker tone, but still on the light side for the color scheme. It was like a mauvey grey kind of lace gown, which was also off the shoulder, the sleeves. Very, very, very beautiful. Very, 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 very beautiful. I would love to take that as well. When they did go for darker color schemes, it wasn't even like, you know, sometimes you can see a collection go from like dark feminine colors to still feminine, but then like soft to dark tones. It was like soft and like slightly dark, like the grey clouds before a storm. That's how it kind of looked like, how it shifted, but it was still very elegant and dainty and girly and still very flowy, which again was just, we tying in the collections really well and still keeping it on theme with each garment really nicely in this collection. This whole like couture fashion week, this whole fashion year has just been like, the connection between each garment as a collection has been really, really nice. Not that many embellishments, not many like bright prints or anything like that. It was more about the use of fabrics, the use of textile manipulation. It was more about that kind of aspect, not really much about what's going on. Accessories as well. I think there was really barely any accessories used. It was very much about the garment itself. When you research more about the collection and what the designer's like creative thinking was, and then you look back on it again, you can see how they were utilizing it and how they were trying to get that message across. Like I'm trying to do that more now instead of just like watching the show, like find out more about the collection, what their creative inspiration was, what their direction was, and you're like, okay, yeah, I see what you were trying to do. I get it. There was a bit of use of metallics, which was interesting, but again, very, very minimal. Very, very simple, very elegant, very practical, very functional, very flowy, very dainty, very free. This collection, the key word I would have for Fendi for the Haute Couture spring summer will definitely free. Very freeing, very light, as if you're sitting on a cloud and there's like shimmers of sunlight on the gowns. That's how they use the metallic in their gowns. It wasn't over the top or overbearing or too much or like in your face. It wasn't used in like embellishments. There wasn't that much like, you know, sequins or pearls or anything like that, or prints. It was just very much, like I said, about the textile manipulation, about the fabrics they used and how they mingled that together in a simplistic way, which again, don't complain, I loved. It wasn't like wow like Zuhair Murad and Elie Saab, but it was wow to me in its own way. 100% I could see people wearing this garment to runways, to festivals, to public and private events. Definitely can see someone styling it with a leather jacket, maybe mixing it up a bit, but again, very feminine, very girly. There's so many ways I think you could wear the garments in this collection on its own. Even just pieces from it, like again, or even like movie premieres, I think you could definitely see someone wearing it. Yeah, probably. Very freeing collection. That's all the garments, that's all the collections I have for this video. Zuhair Murad, Elie Saab, Zuhair Murad and Fendi. Again, very beautiful, very special in their own sort of way. Loved every single piece in their own sort of way. Some pieces I guess could be tweaked for some collections, some garments in those collections, but nothing that was like, oh, I didn't like it. It was very much like, okay, that's okay, but I still kind of like it. And then it's others that were just like, oh my god, come home with me, get in my bag, we're going home, this is my wardrobe, this is for me now, that dress is mine, that's mine, that's me in the dress. You know what I mean? Like, it had that kind of like connection with some of the garments. I'm looking forward to see what Australian Fashion Week has in store. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to go, cry, but there's some designers I'm really excited to discuss and break down and, you know, show the rest of the world Australian fashion. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, let me know down below what you thought about the designers that I've showed for the video today. Give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to share this video around to other fashion girlies so we can have a cute little fashion family here on this channel. Let me know what was your favorite look for Fashion Week in total, which Haute Couture designer you liked the most, which one that you enjoyed seeing. Out of the 3 that I've listed, which one was your favorite? Which collection could you take home with you and wear for the rest of your life? Because I already know my one. I hope you guys really enjoyed this video and I can't wait to see you guys next time. Love you so much and thank you for all the support from everybody who's been here from the start or even halfway or even just today. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day, evening, morning or night. Goodbye.